Okie dokie, so let's get started, okay? This is page 1 pretty much. It is Siren Head, very, very popular character, and honestly, like, was so good for one of my channels. Basically kind of exploded it when it kind of ended up doing that. Let's move on. I'm going to show you like half page at a time, and I'm only going to show you the ink pages because the non-ink pages really don't show up on camera very well. Don't worry, most of this is ink though. This is a page of different drawings of women. I'm generally bad at drawing girls in general from my mind, so I really just kind of fooled around here. So the cool thing about a sketchbook is that a sketchbook is really your ideas and it's for practice, right? Those two things. So what I would encourage you to do is to sketch as much as possible, and I would kind of divide it up into two different ones. A sketchbook to show people, and a sketchbook you do for yourself. I am showing you this, but this was a sketchbook really for myself completely. Here's like a stewardess and some army girl. Again, just kind of like going in there. These are really thin because they're in ballpoint pen, where the other one was in straight up ink, right? Let's keep moving on here. I have a kind of an unfinished dinosaur over here. It's an unfinished robot dinosaur that I was working on. That is in these things right here, the microns. The microns are incredibly cool. I really want you guys to go get these if you are really into like ink sketching or want to get into it. I didn't add any values, right? Any shadows. That's a big thing, right? I didn't add any shadows, which I probably would have, but this sketch is just totally unfinished, honestly. Some shape stuff. As you can see, it's literally just shape ideations, like ideas that I'm just kind of doing for different armors. Again, they're very thin. Hopefully you can see them okay enough on the page. But like I said, that's really just completely for ideas. I'm gonna switch it like this because, again, some of these are pencil. And the pencil ones, in my opinion, here's one. Have you ever filled a sketchbook? Let me know. I'm super curious. Let me know in the comments because honestly, I fill maybe one sketchbook every year. It's really hard to do for me, but I do know that when I was a beginner, I was filling them much quicker because I was trying to get so much more out, right? So much more of that mileage in. So let me know in the comments below if you've ever finished a sketchbook. So now let's go back without interruption, back to my current sketchbook. One right here. It's just some dude standing there and some good dude here. This is an idea. This is like a great example of like an idea thing where it just never went anywhere. It's like, okay, cool, practicing this, but didn't really go anywhere. So that's kind of a good idea. This one is a page that people really like. Again, it's a little bit thin compared to what we saw initially, but it is random stuff. Just completely random stuff. Very Kim Jong-gi style stuff. And really what I wanted to do here was just mess around. Right? That's what you want to do. You want to have fun. I have my commissions where I think that's the work, and then I have my ideas, right? My fun time, and I just kind of sit there and I draw. I literally draw like 5 hours a day for fun. It's amazing. It's like a way to clear my mind, but there's like a bunch of little hidden stuff in this one if you can see it on paper. Let's go over here to the next page, and I'm gonna fold it back. This is a Triceratops kind of soldier with like a bird yelling at him. This is kind of a cute little character. You know, obviously he's like a big muscular dude, but he's afraid of this bird, and that's kind of like the thing. The cool part about this is I really want to take this guy and like make him into something else. I want to take him, make a full illustration out of him. Haven't done that, but that's again what these books are for. They're for ideas. Here's a page of heads just for practice. All of these are from my mind. Completely just drawing, again, women from my mind for the purposes of getting better at drawing stuff. Next page. Gonna go right here. This is a page. Some of these are from images, actually. It's like, this is a friend of mine. Some of these are friends of mine, and all I did was draw like a page of random, again, just girls. That was the whole idea of it. But yeah, you can see the variation. Again, the line quality right here is darker on this one. But yeah, great. You know, just kind of good for practice. Again, you want to do that. Here's a non-page, right? Something I never finished. Let's go to the next page. Next page over here. This is a page of different dinosaurs. I did all of them from action figures. I don't know if you know this, but I'm obsessed obsessed with dinosaur action figures, and this was kind of the result. Just kind of drawing the heads of them for fun and just to kind of post stuff on Instagram. And it was kind of I'm still in that phase of like learning just to kind of become better at ink and make my stuff more aesthetically pleasing, because that was a big thing for me to kind of do that. Oops, wrong direction. Next page. Here's a page of just clothing. This is one of those pages where you just don't show anybody ever, but I'm showing you guys because this is the point. I'm just practicing clothing here in very thin line. Literally just kind of like going through and practicing different clothing options, from armor to suits to lady suits, and then some. Next page. This is also kind of a junk page. I drew the Ice King from Game of Thrones. Right here, a big head in that version. This is a scrapped drawing on this side. As you can tell, everybody makes mistakes, and that's kind of the thing you should really remember, right? Everybody makes mistakes. It is what it is. Don't worry about it. Again, the sketchbook is for creativity. That's one. Let me pull this page back. Again, an unfinished page right here. Girl kind of looking down, just kind of figuring out what she's doing. And then a couple of like unfinished robots up there, and like this dog over here, a wolf. Alrighty, maybe next page. Here's another junk page I can show you. The junk page right here is just a lot of abstract shapes. Kind of what you want to do. I don't know what this duck's about, but kind of what you want to do is you want to like find your style through different shapes, shape options, and that is kind of be through this, right? So you want to kind of do that on your own, and you're gonna find a lot of different stuff by just drawing random body parts or random like robotic body parts, because that's certainly what I was doing on this page, just kind of getting through it. Let me see. I'm trying to find stuff that's not complete like waste of time. Next page. Ooh, here's a good one. So right here, this is a Carnage one. I did this for a demonstration. I did it from this sketchbook. People really dig this one. The Carnage is, I almost feel like taking this and doing something else with it. His head's a little big in my opinion, and again, everybody's critical of their own stuff, right? That's pretty much the way it is from the beginning, from the point where, you know, you get frustrated drawing, right? You're just kind of like, what do I do? To the point where you're like more competent, and you still have that what do I do mentality, but it's not as bad, and you can handle it. And that's kind of the cool part about all of this, is that it starts out fresh, fun, and you try to keep it fun the whole time, and starts to get a little frustrating as time goes on. But the frustration, you don't let it eat you, and you just keep moving, and pretty soon, this is Jason, obviously, pretty soon you are ahead of like pretty much everybody that started with you. Like, that's kind of the cool part about this, is that everybody that started with me, a lot of them just quit because they didn't keep going, you know. And it's not like you're pushing yourself into a, you know, brick wall. You're just kind of like finding the fun in it. You know, you're, oh, I can't draw hands, or you know, but now you're into it. You can draw hands easier. Let's go over here to the next page. Here's a Godzilla and a couple of dinosaurs right there eating each other. But the thing that you want to remember is that you don't quit. That's the thing. You don't quit, but also you practice a lot, you know? And I wouldn't say, again, don't drive yourself that hard. Let yourself practice, right? Maybe nudge yourself at the very beginning. You want to nudge yourself, but then after you're done nudging yourself, you know, it starts to become fun. Once you start the activity, it really, really helps out. Next page. Go right here. That is these are both from action figures. I can't remember where that's from. Can't remember. Crocodile action figure. It wasn't a crocodile, it was like Sarcosuchus. It's an ancient crocodile. And this is some sort of pterosaur. And I ended up just kind of drawing them in ink as well, right here. Pretty much I'm showing you all the ink ones. The pencil ones, like I said, are just kind of like, they just don't pop up on the page. Here's another ink one. This is ballpoint pen. Again, very random stuff I didn't finish. Kind of working more on expressions. And the cool part is never throw away anything that you do, okay? That's the important part. Never throw away any of your drawings, because years down the line, you're gonna look at them. This is from, like, honestly, this took maybe a year to finish. Like, I say finish because there are empty pages, but I would say that this is probably from the last year. And I'm probably gonna move on because I'm done kind of with it. For the most part, there's empty patches, but I do wanna keep moving. And like I said, that was the next page, by the way. One moment. Here's a page of wolves right here. Some wolves I drew just kind of from photo, and I just really wanted to kind of like experiment with that. And I still kind of want to, looking at this now inspires me to kind of go back and do it. But I was going to say, when you're going through this stuff, you really learn a lot about different processes about everything. Like not just that, not only you learn about yourself. So this is half and half, right? I want to ink this guy. I might still ink this guy, we'll see. And then right here you have this like made up, I don't know, judo guy that I completely made up for the heck of it. Let's move on. Over here on the flip side, a page of dinosaur heads, all facing the right direction. I was really into theropods, right? You're talking about like T-Rex, that kind of dinosaurs. And I wanted to just draw a whole page of theropods. I think that one's a crocodile. I don't know if that's more of a, I can't remember what that's called. But really nice page, made for a good Instagram post. I'm really glad I did it, honestly. Let's move on to the, sorry, forgive me, I'll go to the next page. Excuse me, forgive me if the camera is this is dizzying anybody up. Here's Shin Godzilla. I drew him for a demonstration on one of my other older channels. Really cool look, right? Again, this is ballpoint pen. If you like any of this stuff, by the way, go to the main website. This is pretty much I'm teaching everything that I kind of how I got to this point. And that is on sketchingeasy.com. It is still being updated, so forgive the kind of sparse look of it, but I am completely updating it all the time, which is kind of like important, right? For that sort of thing. You want to update constantly. This is just a pencil thing, which you cannot see. More pencils. Let me go buy the pencil. Again, there's not much pencil to be honest, so don't worry about missing anything. Another random page. I was thinking more of like tech gear. I can't remember what anime I saw, but I saw an anime and I'm like, oh, okay, I dig this kind of universe of kind of this post-apocalyptic thing. People are incorporating technology into their body, and just kind of random thoughts. And that's kind of what this page is. Lots of stuff in there, honestly. You could probably like look through that and dig through a lot of bizarre things I ended up drawing. Next page. Right here, this is kind of a T-Rex anatomy chart. I could do this way better now. I did this like a year ago. All of this stuff is kind of with, in the last year. I broke it down into kind of forms right here. Then this is a little bit of anatomy. This is like obviously more anatomy, but it's the bone. And this is just how he looks. And this is from the front view. This kind of stuff I love to do. And I want to do a lot more of it. So that is kind of my goal, is to do much more of kind of the dinosaur anatomy. Right here, cool dinosaur right there. It's done from an action figure. I was kind of to prove a point so I could draw it just very, very like it. It came out really close. If you want to see that, go to my Instagram. It is sketch_monster. Going through these pages again. These are all ink. Let's go over here. I'm sorry, those are all pencil. Unfinished again. Completely unfinished robot. You're gonna have tons of unfinished stuff, and I wouldn't worry about it. A lot of that stuff sometimes isn't worth finishing unless it's something you want to show somebody. So it's really up to you. So just kind of like take that into account. Over here, next page. This is actually a friend of mine I drew, so the character looks just like him. And this is like a monster behind him. I was thinking a little bit more of an Anguirus from Godzilla. I don't know if you guys know who that is. If you do, let me know. This one, honestly, you're not gonna be able to see it because I didn't finish inking it, but this is gonna be a page of girls. Just kind of like superhero type chicks. Maybe you can see a faint bit of it. I'm gonna go to the next page though, because I'm not gonna stay long on the pencil pages. Here's a thin pen right here of a Pachycephalosaurus. All right, chill times. Let's go to the next one. There's barely anything inked on this, so I'm gonna have to move on. Right here, on the next page, this is basically alien dudes being swallowed up by a giant like worm. I was thinking of something like Dune. But I never got to finish it. I wanted to do more action stuff, which was like kind of more in my heart. Because I'm an illustrator mostly. Let's go over here for this goofy, really goofy Batman. I don't know what I was thinking. I just thought it was interesting. These are not inked. That's somebody else's drawing. I actually let other people draw my sketchbook sometimes. Ooh, I like this one. I'm gonna go over here, and again, hopefully you can see this. This is one of my favorite characters I think I ever drew. It's this kind of, I think I was thinking of an anglerfish if it was like a monster. Really like this character. I really like this design a lot. I'm going to use this guy somewhere else. I don't know where. Or I might just take the sketch and color it, because that was kind of the other option, was actually coloring this. Which I might still do that. There's nothing here except for a pencil. See, the pencils are here, but they're too hard to see on camera, so I'm not gonna show them because they're a very thin pencil. This guy, I believe this is an ankylosaur. I mean, some version of an ankylosaur. I did it from an action figure, and I wanted to put a little bird on his back to give it some form of a story, right? Next page. This is, it's funny because this is a really old post, but most of the stuff in here is about a year old, which is why I'm showing it. This is a shark mixed with a octopus. I just wanted to see if I could do it, and I like the way it turned out. It's very, has a lot of depth to it. I really like it a lot. The shading is really good. That's when I was really obsessed with shading in ballpoint pen. Next page. Forgive me for the stuff on the camera there. This is a series of trees I did in ink. I was just trying to like widen what you want to do, right? It can't just be all monsters and dinosaurs all the time. I wanted to really kind of diversify what I'm doing. So I ended up drawing these trees, and I really, really like. This is actually one of my favorite pages, oddly enough, is this page of trees. Let's go to the next one. These are some houses, some quick houses. I pretty much looked at a photo to do, just to kind of practice. Very small on the page though. Let's go over here to the next page. All right, we're gonna go over here. This is just from my head. Some goofy fish. This guy over here, this horse dude, and this soldier guy down here, this kind of warrior. Completely from my mind. Again, messing around. That's the key part of this stuff. You're having fun. Here's some mountains, some different, I wanted to work on different rock structures as well. So this is Potato Chip Rock, which is actually a hiking trail that I'm around. This one, it looks kind of like a little wave or a potato chip. Stuff right here, I would say this is like from the Grand Canyon. And it's cool to kind of learn. That's the thing. When you look at stuff and you draw it, you learn. And it's kind of fascinating to think, to be honest, that you kind of like memorize stuff. This is how you fill your bank. You fill your memory bank with stuff like this. This is a creepy character from one of my favorite horror Instagrams. Can't remember the name of it though. Lights Out, I think it's called. This is junk. It's too thin to look at. I mean, you can see that right there. I'll show you that real quick. There's a well. Really small on the page though. Again, there's too much pencil stuff. Okay, let me show you this. This guy, it was a post-apocalyptic zombie that I was thinking about. I was thinking about like what would he look like in the future, but he's a little bit sentient, right? He's got some of his brain left, but he's a little bit mutated from the environment. So that's why I put this fish hand here. And then I want him to kind of be maybe like somebody brought him back to life with all this junk in his back, right? Kind of like Frankenstein. So that was literally my thought process on that one, was like, okay, well maybe he's like Frankenstein. Really love this drawing, probably one of my favorite ones. I want to do way more like this because I think it can, really do well. Next page. That's 0. Okay, also one of my favorites. This is a samurai tiger. I think in my head I was thinking like, well, what can I incorporate into the samurai aesthetic? I thought, well, tigers are awesome. They're in their arts, but what would it look like if, this tiger took upon the aesthetics? Or maybe it was a demon, right? Kind of was thinking like Samurai Jack. If he took if there's like a demon that took the aesthetics of this tiger samurai for that era, it could be like a bad guy in maybe some sort of samurai story. And that's why I put the fire there, because I was thinking like something of, another world. Over here, more dinosaurs that I did. This one I did it in a brush pen, completely brush pen. I really love the look of this guy the most, but these are from action figures that I have. Again, I have action figures all over the place of dinosaurs because they are amazing reference when you kind of use them correctly. It's a non-page. Let's go over here real quick. Obviously, you can see that these are much less striking than the, the fountain pen stuff. But this is a ballpoint pen. I did it in person. I went to the zoo and I drew these flamingos. Let's keep moving here. 1 second, what direction am I going in? One moment. Okay, cool. Next page. Right here, it's a page of different kind of various monster type of warriors. Again, a lot of randomness here. This is from my mind, and like again, you know, the one way I do this stuff, sometimes I scribble in pencil and I look at the weird abstract shapes and I'm like, you know what? I am gonna find like this dude here or this dude here, right? You see different stuff, like you're looking at, you know, those things they show you in psychology. I think they're called Rorschach tests. You just kind of see different things, and kind of what comes to mind first is something I would, you know, fill out. And I could always kind of pull one of these guys, color them, alter them, and put them in an illustration. And that's the cool part about it. Next page. Let me see. There's nothing on this side. I mean, that's just a pencil, but you can't really see it. Here's a tiny little drawing here of a random assortment of things. There's a turtle here, this crab holding a CD, just a woman. You know, just some kind of random assortment of stuff here on this one. Let's go over here on this side. This is the Crypt Keeper, which is a host of an old horror TV show from the 80s when I was younger. Yeah, I thought that was really good. It was fun to just kind of do. Let's move on to this. This is a ballpoint pen, probably one of the most elaborate one, probably the most elaborate ballpoint sketch here. This is a Therizinosaur, really amazing dinosaur that was just in Jurassic World Dominion. And I wanted to put it in a setting. I did this from an action figure, altered his, you know, position, and then I put this mountain over here with stuff in the back. But these are fun, really fun to do. It's really fun to crosshatch. Like I said, if you don't know how to crosshatch, go to the lessons in the description. I have a whole little mini course that I think you can get for free on Skillshare if you sign up through the link below. But it teaches you literally how I do this stuff. Over here now, on the other side, this is Anguirus from Godzilla. It's like a big kaiju, and I just drew him in my style. I just thought he was really, to be honest, I thought his design's pretty whatever in the original Godzilla, but I really liked to kind of make him like this. I thought that was really fun. Next page. We have a Venom here with a Pachycephalosaur, a T-Rex skull. This is just random stuff from my mind. This one's from a figure, I believe. But these are, no, that was from a figure as well. But these are from my head. Again, this is just one of those fun pages that I do for myself. And just to kind of get used to this kind of thing. And just to kind of like empty my mind or just to rest at the end of the night. Same thing with this. These are from action figures. Right? More prehistoric stuff. I can't remember if this is a saber-toothed tiger or not. But this is a terror bird. I think this is a Dunkleosteus, and I can't remember that one. It looks like an ankylosaur. I'm not sure if it is an ankylosaur or a type of ankylosaur. And this is a junk drawing. I was trying to kind of work something out there. It did not work, so I bailed on it. Right here we have a kind of robot soldier guy that I did not finish, and a little friendly alien. Well, not friendly, he's a big friendly alien. More action figure stuff that I did from action figures. I mean, my favorite stuff is the stuff I did from action figures that, you know, you kind of alter. Next page. Right here we have an ankylosaur action figure, but I've kind of broke it down into parts on that side. I don't think it reads very well, and it's small on the page. Right here, a drawing that did really well on Instagram, and this is from an action figure, and it's in a setting over here with an Allosaurus. It's kind of on the top of the page. Sorry about that, guys. And then that's mostly it, to be honest. There's a couple of pencil drawings here, but nothing really more. I guess this is the last one I'll show you guys. And this is from an action figure, but it's like an anatomy chart, an action figure of a tiger. They're called June Anatomy figures. Very, very awesome. And these are some Spinosauruses. I think I just took an action figure, completely did different poses with them. That's the point of kind of having those, is for the reference. If you enjoyed this, please share the video. I really would appreciate it. It's just something that I think you guys can obviously learn, or if you guys like this kind of stuff, you'll be like, hey, I can do this one day. Because you really can. Honestly, anybody can probably do this stuff in like with proper training, probably like 3 or 4 years, in my opinion. Or maybe even 2 years, depends how fast you're doing this stuff. I want to thank you very much. I'm going to see you in the next video. This is just kind of something different to change the pace of it, but I'm going to go right back to tutorials tomorrow. So talk to you later, and I'll see you very soon.